How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? It is your captain speaking, Captain Crutch, bringing you our first official story time on Call of Duty Vanguard. Yes, I said it, our first official story time on Call of Duty Vanguard. Man, I've been excited to give y'all a story time on this game, and I brought you a special story that I've been saving for the past couple months because I honestly didn't know how I was going to address this on the channel, but I'm going to say screw it anyway and do it. Because it's been about 5 years now, so I'm not really concerned, and my grandparents know what was up, so I'm gonna go ahead and tell it, because maybe we can use this as a learning example for some of my viewers if you hadn't been in this situation. But if you find yourself in a scenario like this, maybe you can take some advice from this story time and handle it a little bit better than I did. So let's take it away. Now, this happened about 5 years ago, like I said, and this happened to be with a good friend of mine named Kenzoto. Y'all know who Kenzoto is. He's been in many of my story times in the past. Now, on this particular day, I was not necessarily with Kenzoto, but I gave him a phone call once I know what was up. My grandparents had left me in charge of the house for a weekend trip because they were going to see Willie Nelson, I believe, and Dwight Yoakam together. It was one of the two, I'm not quite sure. They were going to some concert, and they were going to be gone for the weekend. So what did I do? I called my good friend Kenzoto, and we were sitting around the house bored out of our minds, and we said, what do we have here? We have a ginormous house. Keep in mind, my grandparents have a very, very, very nice, gigantic house at one point. This is their old house, so we don't even live there anymore, but they had a very nice house with 2 pools and a big old balcony, not balcony, a porch, like a porch, like an island outside, where everybody could congregate and hang out, and we decided to throw our own Project X style party. Boy, did we not expect so many people to show up. Now, we started putting stuff on Instagram and stuff like that, not thinking that people were going to come through, but boy, were we wrong. Within like 15 minutes of us making the post on this, on Snapchat, Instagram, things like that, we had people rolling in. And when I mean rolling in, I'm talking like 20, 30 people at a time. And pretty soon, Braden was telling me, man, Josh, you need to go ahead and get a sign and put it by the door and tell them to park at the little, let me give you a little background story. There's a little bitty place where everybody could park. Because my driveway didn't have a lot of room for everybody to park. But adjacent to my house is an empty parking lot, and I should have put a sign there. Because Kenzo told me, you better put a sign because there's going to be a lot of people showing up. And boy, was he right. By the time I said 30 people were showing up, there was about 60 people, and then 100, and then 200. I swear to God, we probably had about 400 people in this one little area of my house, which is on our back deck. We had about 400 people, including a loud-ass speaker with a DJ, so there was no way we weren't going to get busted. But everybody was having a good time, and we were all chilling, relaxing, having probably the best times of any of our lives. We were all young and stupid kids. People were playing in the pool, getting ready to jump in, and we're playing music, having fun, drinking beer. Don't condone doing that underage, but we were drinking beer, and just listening to music. Well, all of a sudden, what did I hear? Somebody tapped me on the shoulder and said, yo, Captain, your grandparents' housekeeper is right here. At this point, I was like, oh my God, I'm having a little panic attack in my head. Oh crap, I'm going to have to talk to my grandparents now. What am I going to say? And she says, Josh, your grandparents want to talk to you. Your grandparents want to talk to you. Explain yourself, explain yourself. And I'm like, oh great. Keep in mind, at this point, I'm kind of intoxicated, I'm not going to lie to you guys, so I'm trying to think, oh God, what am I going to say, and what is she going to do, because I knew my grandma was going to rip me a new one, and boy, I remember she did, because I said hello, and she said, how dare you, how dare you. To summarize what she said after she chewed me out for about 20 minutes, basically what she said was, she basically saved our asses, because the neighbors next door were getting frustrated because we had loud EDM music playing and we were blasting the music. I'm talking like loud. It was going through the whole neighborhood, and every corner of the parking lot was filled with cars. People were lining out, and my grandma was like, they're gonna call the police if you don't shut that down. So what do? we tell everybody, hey, it's time to clean up. Sorry that we had to cut the party short, because we really didn't even get to party that long. I'm glad we didn't, because we probably would have all ended up in jail, because we were all drinking underage and everything else. So, I mean, everything happens for a reason. I think we got busted just in the nick of time, because who knows what would have happened later on throughout the night, because we were all pretty wild and having a good time and being loud and obnoxious. But let this be an example to anybody that wants to throw a house party while their parents are gone. Not a good idea. Very unsafe, very irresponsible, and you can get in a lot of trouble. We nearly evaded arrest. All of us did. And we could have gotten a lot of trouble that night, but thank goodness we didn't. Thank goodness we had people watching out for us, even though it was a bummer that they got to kill the party. We also didn't end up in jail, which I'm pretty glad. I don't think I'd be doing good in jail right now if I ended up in jail, and I really don't want to go to jail, so I'm glad that kind of happened that way. So basically, the housekeeper told us that we needed to shut the party down and start cleaning up. So everybody helped clean up, and then boy, I knew I was in a heaping of trouble the next day, because they were driving in from Dallas to come back home. So I knew I was in trouble, so I just helped clean up, and then I went to bed. But I knew I was pretty in trouble. But lesson to be learned, everybody makes mistakes. You gotta, come clean to your mistakes and make sure that things like that won't happen again. Boy, was it fun, but it was not worth the trouble I got into afterwards. I mean, things might look good on paper, but 50-50, sometimes, things just don't work out. And I'm glad this one didn't, because, like I said, we could have ended up all in jail. And I would have felt pretty bad, because it was getting close to everybody's graduation, and I wasn't going to try to get everybody in trouble, and we weren't really trying to get in trouble, but we were definitely being irresponsible with our decisions. We should have not had that many people there, and that much noise going on a Saturday night. But people have parties across the street, but I'm not dropping no names, but that's beside the point. If I did drop names, it wouldn't really matter, because it shouldn't matter, but yeah, people do have parties next door, or did have parties next door, but they aren't stupid like us, and they don't usually get caught. So we were the stupid ones to get caught, so it was really our own fault, so we can't really complain. But like I said numerous times, I'm pretty glad we got caught, because it could have got a lot worse. There was a lot of people there. There's not really that much necessary need to have that many people at a house party. We were just stupid high school kids, like I said, and I don't think I'd ever go back and do it again, because after everybody got home, it was a little awkward for a little while and a little tense. So I don't think I'd ever do that again. But it was a hell of an experience, and look at it now. It's going to be a hell of a video for y'all to watch. I hope y'all enjoyed this one. I really do like pumping out these story times for you guys. Y'all seem to enjoy it a lot more. I have a lot to discuss on this channel. Some of these stories I need to figure out what I'm going to tell and what I can and cannot tell, because I don't want to get in trouble with YouTube, but I do want to continue with the story times, guys. I hope y'all really enjoyed this one. This one was a really requested favorite of mine that somebody asked me to do a little rendition on, so I did. Now, keep in mind, I'm not telling you to go out and throw a party at your parents' house. Do not do that. I'm just letting you know what I did as a child, or not a child, but a stupid young adult. And hopefully you can take some of this advice and not make the same mistakes I did. But with that being said, this has been Captain Crutch, and I will see you in another video. P.S. If you haven't tried this AK or this default AR in Vanguard yet, I highly recommend you do it before they change it up a little bit, because this thing is overpowered. If this thing is overpowered, I cannot wait to see what the PPSH is. Obviously that's the last SMG that you're gonna unlock. It's not even the same category as that default AR, but I just think these guns are overpowered, and I've been playing a lot of hardcore, and I've been slaying some people. I think that's my new game mode, guys. I hope you enjoyed the story time. Once again, this has been Captain Crutch. I'll see you in another video. Pumping out one tomorrow. Peace, guys. Before I go, I want to give a huge shout out to all our new recent subscribers on the channel. Thank you guys so much for hitting the subscribe button. If you like this video, please drop a like on it, maybe even drop a comment. Shout out to all our supporters straight from Omegle. Y'all been killing it with live streams lately. Thank y'all for coming out. And I would like to give another special shout out to my boy Zach, straight out of Canada, which is also another subscriber of the channel. So here you go, Zach. You told me to give you a shout out. Here you go. Y'all have a great day.